The challenge in the Elven Star is to reach a state of being, which, let's call it Elven Star consciousness for the moment, wherein we can hold 7 different aspects of our being simultaneously. Now, to do this is a real challenge for the mind. We're not programmed really to expand our attention to the level of 7. It's quite hard to focus on more than one thing at a time. So we need to develop a sense of peripheral vision almost of the mind in order to do that. It's not easy, but it's not impossible, and it actually, of course, improves with practice. And the way to do that is to shape the specific attention for each of the 7 points of the Elven Star very clearly indeed, using different tools, different helpful clues, so we can allocate the 7 words in the 7-word system to the 7 points of the star. And that's one place to start. But we could add to that, we could associate these 7 points with different things, different qualities. Of course, the Sabian symbols, of course, colours, and so on. We could associate various things with the 7 different points. And one of the associations which I am finding particularly helpful is to find the 7 power animals, or totems if you prefer, which associate with each of these 7 points. Now, I was introduced to this idea of allocating a power animal first to myself a long time ago, decades ago, and I have been using the unicorn since then, because that was what I found to be my power animal then. Only recently I was introduced to the idea of getting more than one for each of the chakra points, which I was led through that exercise. And I want to allocate those 7 points of the chakras against the 7 points of the Elven Star through this medium of the power animals. So to find your power animal requires a certain right brain approach. We need to move away from thinking and into intuitive knowledge. And I'm going to lead you through an exercise now, hoping that you might be able to find your own power animals. So this requires a certain state of being. Before we begin this exercise, we need to be quite still in a private place which is not going to be disturbed, and to move into that meditative state of being that we can achieve by breathing. So I'll lead you through that, and then I'll lead you through this power animals exercise. If it doesn't work the first time, but it might, it did for most of the people that I work with. If it doesn't work the first time, do it again. And if you have already found some of your power animals, well, revisit them again also. As soon as you've met the totem, if you prefer, you can start to build up a relationship with that power animal. So relax deeply, breathe very slowly and deeply. Notice any points of tension in your body and breathe into them so that that tension disappears. Take a position at the very center of the Elven Star. And become aware of each of the 7 points. And then move towards the first point at the top. And imagine there is a chamber there which you enter. And inside the chamber you find your first animal, your first power animal. which you greet. And you spend some time just being there, getting a sense of the quality that's in the atmosphere within that chamber, and the qualities of the power animal, their power, their special ability, knowledge, skill. And be ready now to leave this chamber, offering thanks, and return to the center of the star. And give your attention to the second point. Face the second point and move towards it, entering that chamber. And becoming aware of your second power animal and the atmosphere generated within that chamber. A certain feeling that moves within you, that you can feel the quality and the qualities, the skills and power, the knowledge. And you feel a deep sense of rapport with this animal, this being. And be ready to take your leave, offering thanks, and return to the center of the star. And now give your attention to the third point of the star and move towards it. Entering the chamber and finding within a third power animal, feeling the atmosphere within the chamber, within the animal, and their qualities, knowledge, skill. And resonate with that, become deeply appreciative. Feel a connection with the heart, a sense of exchange of love. Offering thanks as you leave, you return to the center of the star. And give your attention to the fourth point. And you approach that point, entering the chamber. And there is another power animal. Whose atmosphere permeates, fills the chamber, whose qualities are becoming known to you. What they know, their wisdom, their strength, their ability to transform situations. rise up in your own strength. Develop the faith to know yourself to be equal to this. And offer your thanks. You leave the chamber towards the center of the Elven Star. Now, giving your attention to the 5th point of the star, you move towards it and enter that chamber to find your 5th power animal. The atmosphere of this chamber fills you with a sense of inspiration and vision as you notice the knowledge and wisdom and qualities of this great being. There's a great sense of sacredness, an alignment with some future potential that you can realize. Now, offering thanks, you take your leave and return to the center of the star. And give your attention to the 6th point, which you approach, and whose chamber you enter. And there is your 6th power animal, very high being of light. The qualities of the chamber, very inspiring, very high state now of purity of being. And you notice the qualities, the abilities and the knowledge of this being, and they resonate deeply within you. With some reverence, you offer your thanks and depart, returning to the center of the star. And approach the 7th point and enter the chamber where you find the 7th power animal. And a sense of otherworldliness. It seems like you've gone beyond into some highly mystical realm as you notice their qualities, knowledge and skill. With great gratitude, you leave that chamber and you return to the center of the Elven Star to sit in meditation and contemplation. Moving the attention around all 7 points as you recall each of the power animals that you have met in the first, in the second, in the third, in the fourth, in the fifth, sixth, and the 7th chambers. and bring all of this into your center, into the heart. And claim it. Begin the relationship with these beings. And relax. Open your eyes. So if you want to make these power animals a part of who you are, how you are, what you can do, then work with them, own them, be a part of their lives, have them as part of your life. What I've done is to find pictures online and create a slideshow, and I've become more and more familiar with how they look when I want to visualize them again. And although what we've done, in a sense, is the worldly view of it all, they exist as archetypes. What we're trying to do is to tune into archetypes using this as an image. So you can see them as real individuals who are on your side and helpful, or you could see them as archetypes within yourself that you can just call down at will and choose. The difference between success and failure, in a sense, in your life and in Magick and so on, is not so much what you know as what you do with what you know. So use this. When I first came across my own, I used it. I made my whole life center around that magical being, and it changed everything for me. They are powerful allies, so use them.